What's going on, everybody? This is Kyle and Quinn here with another episode of Burn the Ship, Louisiana. Today we've got another local special guest, the Fresh Prince of Ruston, Mr. Adam Fresh. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
Welcome.
Doing good. Doing good. I can't help, so if I'm not looking at you directly, it's because I see a masterpiece sitting behind you. You know, just in case, viewers now can see what I'm seeing, but glad to have you today.
Okay.
Excited.
Glad to be here, man.
So tell us the backstory. How did Fresh get to Ruston, cut hair, to now owning one of the freshest lounges in the city?
Well, I originally came to Grambling State University, and I didn't really want to go to school, but it was either you got to go do something, you know what I'm saying? So I came to Ruston, and I originally was going to the Art Institute of Atlanta, and that got too expensive, so I went to Grambling. So I just stayed out here from school and started cutting hair. Probably I was cutting hair in high school, but I started really, really getting into it probably like my sophomore year of college.
Right.
And that just kept building up to the person I am now, man. I used to work in Grambling, then I worked on the east side of Ruston. I got my own shop.
Nice. I know me and Kyle, we got our first experience last minute coming in right before the Burn the Ship launch party.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, we got to get a haircut real quick. I think I was like, I'm going to go get a haircut, which turned into a full experience. And I was like, look, I'm going to be up here a while. Yeah. Y'all need to come up here. And next thing you know, we're playing pool. We're all getting haircut. I think Jay got Burn the Ship cut in his...
Oh, he definitely did.
Yeah.
And rocked it until his hair grew back.
Right. It was a cool experience.
Yeah. We were talking about that with Coop, Kicks Throne, just it not just being a product or a service, it's an experience when you show up. So you got the pool table. But talk about that. What obviously somebody can just walk in and get their hair cut, but what about that experience? Where did that sort of originate from, and how do you think that really adds value to just your brand in general?
Well, the Limitless Grooming Lounge is pretty much an escape from where we're at because most people think that there's nothing to do here. So I just made sure I presented something that was different, a different experience. You get to see some art, get to play pool, get a haircut, sit around and talk. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's just the escape.
Right.
I love that. So you mentioned art. Yeah, that's where did that originate? Has this been a long time?
Oh yeah,
a long time thing. And is it a kind of a side hustle? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, art is where I have my fun. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a stress reliever.
That's your escape.
Yeah, now it's turning into actual money.
That's
you know
awesome.
What I'm saying? Right. So I'm actually launching a website to sell my prints on it of my art. I originally started doing art. I was probably 3 years old, like as far as I can remember, and it was pretty cool then. So
yeah, that's awesome. So you can see Hove in the background. That is incredible.
We actually have special guests today. We have Beyonce in the building.
Yeah, that is incredible, man.
So tell me, how does art and the barber skills combine? How do you utilize that artistic ability in your craft?
Well, like I said, I've always done painting and pencils and stuff. So when I started cutting hair, I noticed it was the same thing. It was fading, shading. You got lines, you got straight lines, curved lines. So I actually do art in people's head as well. But the art of cutting hair is actually an art too. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody can do it.
Right. No.
Gotta have steady hands, that's for sure.
Yeah, I cannot. By no means.
Would not.
For real.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So what's the website gonna be where you are selling those prints?
FreshCasso101.com.
I like it. And that's you have a podcast or a YouTube channel, I guess?
Yeah, Fresh Casso 101 TV.
Yeah, I saw that.
So let's talk about the YouTube and the plans, because we stopped by last week and shot a couple of clips for Visit Ruston in LA on TikTok. Mm-hmm. and they're set the most beautiful chair I've ever seen in my life. Fresh out the plastic, rose gold, white leather barber chair. That's going to go into the new room, right? Mm-hmm. You want what's that going to look like? What's your vision for that room?
Well, the YouTube suite. You seen the Marilyn Monroe, right?
Right.
It's gonna be that color palette in the background. I'm gonna have a mirror, and I'm gonna have a rose gold chair. Everything gonna be white. It's gonna be some other little art pieces. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but it's gonna be pretty cool.
I like it.
It's gonna be an experience. You get to choose what you want to watch on TV. You get to listen to whatever you want to listen to. Drink what you want to drink.
Right.
So it's gonna be off. Very VIP. I put it like that.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it like a VIP setup?
For those who don't know, Marilyn now resides at the office of High Tide Rise.
Nice.
Because I had to scoop her up.
Yeah.
And, she now hangs proudly in the office. It's beautiful. It's like, so what's your inspiration between the graffiti and the portrait, and what made you come up with putting those two together?
Well, I come from Gary, Indiana. We have a lot of different types of art. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And walking to corner stores, you know what I'm saying? Actually, in Hammond, Indiana, walking to corner stores, you see scribble on all the garages and garbage cans, and that's what it looks like, but it's actually art. It's graffiti. So if you pay attention to this series of artwork, it's a lot of randomness in the background. But it's not really randomness to me.
Right.
Right.
This is actually the W, which is a crown, right there, right?
Right.
So I always incorporate that into the background somehow.
Right.
But the combination of spray paint and acrylic paint comes from Basquiat. He started out as a graffiti artist that basically just sprayed messages on the walls of like busy places and made people read them.
Right.
And Andy Warhol is another one of my favorite artists, and he did pop art. So this is kind of like my version of screen printing, but I'm doing it by hand.
Nice.
Love that. Yeah. I was going to ask who your inspirations were. Were there any inspirations outside of the artistry realm into what you do?
Yeah, like I said, every time I go to a city, I always go look for the graffiti. Like I got a bunch of pictures of me just standing in front of graffiti because I love it, you know? I love graffiti. So, yeah, graffiti is a big inspiration to my art.
Love that.
So taking it from art back to business, what was that burning the ship moment where you said, you know what, I'm tired of just being a barber. I'm tired of renting a chair. I'm trying to rent some chair. What was that moment for you that made you decide to burn that ship?
Well, I had fun at all the barbershops that I worked at, you know what I'm saying? But I ended up, me and my girl ended up having twins, Knowledge and Wisdom.
Right.
And I was like, I got to make more money. You know what I'm saying?
It's always a good motivator.
Yeah, I got to make more money. So that pushed me to do something. I didn't know if it was going to be opening up a shop or branching out into clothes. But it actually started out branching into clothes. And then I went from there to using the money that I got from the clothes to open up a shop.
Right.
So that was the moment.
Nice. So that shop, let's talk about it. Limitless. Mm-hmm. Where'd that come from?
I'm a big Master P fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No Limit Soldier.
Yeah, the No Limit Soldiers. Master P made it out multiple ways. Basketball. He went to the NBA. Then he sold movies and food and clothes and shoes. And like Master P told me he was going to start selling airplanes, I believe him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he just took the no limit thing all the way to the head and he just moved forward.
Right.
Yeah, he was the original tycoon.
Yeah.
I know he reshaped the music industry. We had talked about that before, how, before major labels dictated everything, and then he came along and said, give me all my royalty, you just handle a little bit of my distribution, and then bam, changed the whole landscape, and then really pushed, entrepreneurship, but also being an independent label, because that's when everybody wanted to be independent label at that point. And it seemed like a lot of people cashed money to Grand Hustle You know, I think about, even though Rap-A-Lot was probably one of the original,
Yeah.
you know, that was doing that. Master P put that on a national scene, and now everybody is an independent artist or wants to be or says they are, you know.
More so than not.
Master P was in a mindset so crazy that they said he was trying to manage the other basketball players' contracts while he was playing with them.
I don't doubt it.
I don't know that
You
at
know,
all.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate businessman for sure.
I can't knock it.
Yeah.
I think I'd be
No,
like, hey
I
man,
think
what you getting charged? You know, and then I'd probably start a sports agency while he was being a player. You know,
Always looking for opportunity. You know,
And that's it there, man. Like limitless. I don't like the people that work in the shop with me. I don't say for me, they work with me. I always encourage them to have another hustle. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't just limit themselves behind a chair.
Right.
Because let's be for real, we're not gonna get rich behind a chair.
right?
So I encourage them to use the money that they make as a catalyst to do something else that they like.
Right. And you're proof of that. I mean, like you said, you had the clothing brand and used that to propel you into now owning a business, and which is now funneled into this art line, you know. So it's, you know, I think it's really cool that you're able to, it's tangible to those you're telling that to. It's not pie in the sky. They can see it. You know, you're a product of that. So that's really inspirational. I remember having a conversation with the cat that was lining my beard up that one night. Yeah, Josh, he was awesome. He spoke very highly of you in terms of, you know, being a mentor and trying to show him the ropes of, you know, not just being a barber, but the business side of things too. So
yeah, because he does photography as well.
Well, that's Josh James.
Okay.
Yeah, so Josh James has his own photography studio now.
wow,
Yeah, like down the street.
that's
Right.
awesome.
So he branched out, you know what I'm saying, from cutting hair to taking pictures of his haircut to like, dang, that looks good, to selling that. You get what I'm saying?
right.
To making enough to open his own thing. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So that's pretty dope. Josh, the other Josh, he's developing some stuff right now. So we're going to see how it goes, but
That's
I think he's
awesome.
going to do it.
But he's doing it. That's the
Yeah.
key.
Right.
You know, we talk about that all the time. An idea is only as good as an idea. You know, action is what really, you know, doesn't mean it's going to work out, but at least, you know, you got to give it a try.
Yeah,
There's a 100% chance of failure if you don't try.
right. The only shots you're going to miss is the ones you
You
don't
don't
take.
think. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I can see how using the barber chair as a relationship builder. And that is the networking tool you have, because you get to spend, you know, 30 intimate minutes with every person to learn who they are, what their passions are, and connect with them. And if you have another business, now it just becomes a gateway, much like we do with podcasts, right? It's a way to develop a relationship, find out about somebody, build some rapport, and then from there, you know, you have an opportunity to create a client on not just one end of getting a haircut, but also potentially, you know, buying art.
Right. It's definitely a network. Like for instance, Bruce. Bruce told me a whole lot about my money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I gotta listen to Bruce. Gotta listen to the other people that sit in my chair.
Right.
It's like you said, it's a network for sure.
Yeah, I think it's important to emphasize, kind of going back to that, you know, you talk to a lot of people that are like, man, I'm scared or don't know what to do, you know, but knowledge really is power. I know it sounds cliche, but, you know, you work a 9 to 5. Well, what are you doing with that other 4 to 6 to 8 hours of your day? Are you
Sleep.
you know, playing games, you know, but when you really try to take a step back and do a self-accounting of your hours of the day, and you realize how much time you waste when you can be spending time on YouTube, knowledge-based YouTube videos, right? Really investing your time in yourself and gaining that knowledge source so that you can take that idea and put action behind it, you know. But I think it's really cool that you are one of those resources, and I think, you know, Josh is, you know, again, the proof's in the pudding. You see him kind of he's taking action on whatever venture he's looking at. So I think kudos to you for being that mentor and kind of passing the torch along to, you know, people that work with you, not for you. I love that too. You know, just simple stuff like that goes a long way with, you know, loyalty with people that work within your brand, you know, because they're an extension of your brand at the end of the day. So kudos to you, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday in some conversations, and we talked about how entrepreneurship is hereditary or contagious. You know, so you being an influence of your guy, that they're seeing your success, and fear ultimately is like that first barrier to doing this, right? Like everybody just being fearful of taking that next step. But once you do it, now you get that adrenaline rush, and then it becomes addicting.
Yeah.
So now nothing is fearful. Now the dreams just get bigger, right? So how do I start cutting hair on my own to now I'm owning my own shop, to now I'm using my painting, to now I'm starting a website with prints. I'm excited to see what the next 3 years look like.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool, man.
You know,
definitely, like, a lot of people are scared to take that initial leap, but you gotta jump.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't jump, you're gonna be stuck. You know what I'm saying? Doing exactly what you're doing. If you don't change what you're doing, you're gonna do what you've been doing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
what is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and it's wild though. The smallest tweak can make the biggest difference too. You know, something as simple as waking up earlier in the morning. You know, we talked about that not long ago. You know, I remember you talking about you started waking up at 5 or 5:30, something like that,
I mean,
and just getting a 20-minute workout in or something like that. But the impact that can have on the rest of your day, it's a trickle effect.
it's amazing. 10 minutes on a treadmill changes my day.
Yeah.
When I wake up, the first thing I do is I gotta go take my thyroid medicine. You know what I'm saying? Because and then straight to a treadmill, 10 minutes. Not doing that 10 minutes dramatically changes my whole trajectory. I can't even talk today. Trajectory braces, you know. Changes my whole day. You know what I mean? And so getting that 10 minutes in gives me time for clarity, focus, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then direction for the rest of the day. Changes everything.
Right. No, that's so true. So what, kind of wrapping things up, what is the future look for Mr. Fresh? What do you have going on outside of the barbershop, the art line? You have any other plans, expansion, anything like that?
Definitely. The next thing I'm working on is tattooing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
inside the shop or something separate? Or
I mean, it's gonna,
figuring that out?
It's gonna build up into something.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Part of the adding on to the experience, it sounds like.
That's it. Right now, that's what I'm focused on. Just being a good father and building up some things that I can teach them so that they can be entrepreneurs too.
Love it.
It's hereditary.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Well, cool, man. We look forward to seeing, what the future holds and just kind of being a fly on the wall in your journey. It's been a pleasure, getting to hang out at your shop and getting to dive into your journey a little bit. So I appreciate you taking the time to hang out, chop it up, let us into your world a little bit, and hopefully inspire others that get a chance to see this. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. It's been a pleasure.
we'll have to do it again. Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.